Don't want to feel you, don't want you on my mind. Don't want to feel you, don't want you on my mind. Don't want to feel you, don't want you on my mind, on my mind, on my mind, 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 mind.
Black Male Cocoons by Alden Romanek. When a black man insists the life of his man, a peculiar love thing is born, and bound. It lives inside a pot-holed chrysalis with a swarthy complexion. Its build has a delicate, curvy muscularity and a rough bulginess. Inside, there is the queerest smoothness that feels like El Nino breezes. No center holds it, its own slippery adhesive. Black men create this love thing, a faded argosy prorogued by words. Hey y'all, we are back for another week. It is Malik.
I'm Erin.
And it's Trey.
And Stevie.
And we back for another week. So what's up? How y'all been doing? Cute little poem, right?
She cute.
Yeah, I mean, I am doing okay. I'm still vegan. It ain't that fun. But I got like a month left, so
Update.
who cares? But no, I've been doing really well. How has everyone else been?
I really love the poem. I actually need you to start sliding me black gay poem books because you got them on lock apparently. It was a fantastic imagery. The words used were really great. So I want to reread that later, and I want you to help me out with poems. Anyway, I haven't really been up to much. I actually just put in 2 weeks notice at my job. I want to announce that to the world now. No, I'm really excited because it'll allow me a chance to really focus on school, which is what my foremost goal is. So. And I don't have to work, that's a huge thing for me. So I'm really excited about that. So that's the most exciting thing going on in my life right now. And what's going on with you, Stevie?
Same old. Bitch out here looking for a job, trying to get her hustle back on. Still in my meditation mode. I'm still trying to figure myself out. And just a lot of meditation, a little more journaling like I've been doing. I'm thinking about going to therapy because I've been going with my mom, like I've said on previous episodes.
Yes.
I'm going to start going and figuring myself out pretty much. Yeah, that's it.
Well, bitch, you look good.
Thank you.
So, girl, okay.
Thank you. Yeah.
Wow. He said he wanted to go. He was going to therapy, and your thing. Well, bitch, you look good.
Well, the girl said she was down. Well, bitch, you look the fuck up.
Well, that's okay. Well, that's half the battle.
Yeah. Okay.
But I just have a few things I want to just kick off one good time, one quick time. Is that okay with you?
I'm sorry. I wanted to kind of say how I was.
Well, bitch. Well, bitch, you had your time.
Because I'm still a part of him.
Let's be clear here. We ain't sent nobody their bags yet.
But yeah, I just will want to quickly say that the poem that I read is actually a part of an anthology titled Milking Black Bull, which is a anthology written by 11 gay black poets, and they are all queer men of color. And a good friend recommended this for me, and it's just something that I've had it for a while now, but it's not something that you read straight through. You just read something and you put it down, and it just sits on your heart for a minute, and then you pick it back up and you reach out for another gem. But everything has been pretty decent. It's so weird because I feel like I've grown. At first 2 weeks ago I feel like I was 13, and now I feel like I'm a grown woman, and it's so weird because so many things are changing in my life. And the other day, I just had kind of not like a mental breakdown, but I started crying because I'm scared. and realizing that, like, you know, I'm older now and like I have to be self-sufficient, you know, and I don't have anyone taking care of me, and it's been a gag. But one thing that I know, that I'm strong. I know I am that bitch. And I know that I can do anything that I put my mind to. So, you know, I broke down for a little bit, but understanding that I've asked for everything that is in my life. So I have exactly what I want. So I need to do what I need to do to get, you know, get to the end result. So, but everything has been good, and I'm glad to be back for another week.
My girl.
So yeah, while you were saying that, I really felt it, but also I had Whitney Shoop Exhale playing in the background.
Shoot.
I may add this to the edit when I'm done, but I doubt it.
Made me look good, bitch.
Look, that's all I do, right? But no, I have a few things on my mind that I am both happy and highly pissed off about. So, my first one is good news. I want to give a shout out. I saw her on the Shade Room, I believe, but you know the Shade Room don't be always having the most positive shit. But this was very positive. This was a young woman by the name of Francesca Cheney, Soul Cheney, and she opened up an affordable vegan restaurant in Brooklyn. Whoop, whoop. And number one, I know being vegan is hard as fuck. You are shopping every other day for food, and especially living in the black areas, definitely in Brooklyn, you know, the non-gentrified areas, you can hardly get the best meals. And you can't always go to the gentrified areas because those people would be charging y'all $20 for a plate with no type of nothing else. That's just the one entree, no side or nothing. And I just want to shout her out. Her place is called Soul Sips, I believe. I'm definitely going to be posting the location of where to find the meals and everything. I just want to shout her out because, I mean,
that's amazing.
It's something that, like, she is following her dreams and helping the community at the same time. And I think that is something that, like, we try to do. We're following our dreams, but we also want to get back to our community. So I want to just shout her out for that. And now here's my mad part. Donald motherfucking Trump, let me tell you something, ho.
Okay. All right.
I am over you, bitch. I've been over you since 2014. But bitch, I am tired of your wrinkly fat ass. Now let me tell you something. I am not the skinniest bitch, but I'm gonna call your ass fat. Okay? How dare you? The first time you put out a motherfucking transgender ban in the military, everybody was shocked because it was random as fuck. And everybody, even your own supporters, was like, what the fuck is this nigga doing? And so you realized you was dumb and stupid, maybe, and you was told, no, nigga, we ain't doing that shit. At all. And now you come back late on a motherfucking Friday to put out another fucking memo about how you trying to do this again. Bitch, did you not learn the first time? We're not going back. Not one of us. None of the LGBTQIA community. We ain't going back, bitch. And let me be clear here. I will fight you every motherfucking way. I will be out. I will take off a motherfucking school. I will be shouting on the streets in front of Trump's towers, White House and all. I will fuck you. Like, I am about all types of social issues and things like that. That just really hurt my soul just because these people are willing to fight for our country. They are willing to put their lives. They are already courageous, just living in their truth. But to have the audacity to say, oh, we don't want you in our military. What the fuck? Bitch, we don't want you. If anything, let's put you up.
And Erin, with you being a veteran, did this affect you, or how did this make you feel?
Well, to quote Official Smith from Twitter, he said it and it cracked me up. He was like, at real Donald Trump. I'm getting real tired of you square head ass bitch.
Come on.
Because I was cracking up because I heard him say it like in his voice and I was dead. But like real life, like I am real tired of that man. Yeah, as a U.S. Navy veteran, I've worked with trans men and trans women, and the main thing that people are trying to sell with this transgender ban is that, you know, transgender people somehow negatively affect mission readiness, and they do not. There is nothing that they do that throws off any sort of preparation, any sort of everyday tasks and things that we have to do. You know what I'm saying? Like those in the military, like y'all know what we do every day. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like we out here going to war every day. Our everyday thing, nobody affects that. And even if we did go to war, like those transgender people, they're courageous, they're strong. It would be a benefit to have them. You know what I'm saying? Like the reason why I was so here for transgender folk being in the military was because of the life of the military gives you. I mean, it can be grueling, and you know there are times where you know the oppression is pretty like fucked up. But what the military offers you is financial stability. It gives you a place to live. You know what I'm saying? You have to pay for it. You know, like when I was in, all I was paying was my phone bill for 4 years, and I was so excited because you know transgender people. You know, if you live in your truth, it is difficult for you to keep and or hold a job, and you're ostracized, you know, just of something that you can't even control, just like for living in the truth of something that you knew since you were a kid. And it's awful. And it terrified me, you know, them being in the military. The military is pretty awful sometimes, but it excited me because this was like a new chapter, and it made it so that like, you know, they could have a life, like a real, like in the public life, which was huge. And this ban is ridiculous. It makes absolutely no sense. It's unconstitutional, and I'm so sick of cis hetero white men. Like they just get on my last fucking nerve. So, you know, like Trey said, we're gonna fight you every step of the way. You squarehead ass bitch.
Yeah, I just want to move on to something a little lighter.
Wait, I wasn't finished, ho.
Okay.
Bitch, let me just say, fuck you, Donald Trump. We ain't like you since 2014, bitch. We ain't like you now either. Fuck you, love him.
Moving on to the good stuff. I just want to do like a quick talk about like Lena Waithe, just because she's just been
my queen.
Okay.
The queen of my life, my lesbian empress.
Come on. Like, do you like butch queens? Because I'm trying to marry her.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be on that couch, like on that Vanity Fair picture.
Yes, bitch.
Hold on to me.
Okay.
Shit.
Oh my God, can I please plan that ceremony? Because I can just see. Oh, I just love her.
No, but she has been. First of all, she is the first queer woman of color on Vanity Fair's as their the cover page.
Come on, bitch.
She has a full spread and an interview, and the actual magazine will be on stands March 29th, which is my 29th birthday. Shameless plug. But definitely, she had tweeted something very much of like, you know, she said that the magazine is going to be on stands on the 29th, and she's like, how many copies are you going to get? So like, I really love that. There's just been like, you think about Black Panther and, you know, just everything that's been going on with Lena, like her winning the Golden Globe. And then also she has the show, The Chi, which already is signed on for 3 seasons. So it's just like amazing, which is a great show because I watch it. But it's just so powerful to be a creator, a Black creator in this time, especially a queer person of color. And I totally support it. I love all of the interviews that she's doing and just speaking on representation and speaking about how we as queer people of color need to be telling our stories, and no one else needs to be telling that story because we are the only ones who can be authentic in that narrative. So it's been amazing to see her, like the way she speaks is like, bitch, like it's so fucking inspiring. So again, like shout out to her.
I just love her, especially from Masters of None, just because of that Thanksgiving episode. Let me tell y'all, I
have to see it.
I cried, I laughed. Erica Mena, bitch, I don't like you that often. I think you's a bird sometimes.
What are we talking about? Erica Mena?
Yes. She was in that. Yes, she was in the episode, and she was hilarious.
Bye.
But she's a bird sometimes. But that moment, it was a beautiful filmed show or filmed episode. It was just, ever since I've seen that episode, I love Lena with all my heart. And I'm thankful for everything that she represents, who she is, and what she brings to the community. So that is, I just love her. I just can't get enough.
And I just want to do one more last quick shout out. Shout out to the black man. Hold on, let me get my notes up. I'm sorry. Shout outs to Byron Allen, who just purchased the Weather Channel for 300 million fucking coins. Woo!
Yeah.
And it's just been black wealth going around. We have been I really feel that we've made exponential just progress within the last few years, and I feel like if we keep on this track, baby, just like our children and our children's children will be able to enjoy the benefits of being able to do whatever they want to do, to create, to be ever who they want to be. And that's what this show is about, you know. So yeah.
I like how you put it like, yeah.
And that's it.
And that was it.
I was living for
But you got what you got, right?
I gave what I gave.
Yeah, we got what we got, and we'll be right motherfucking back then.
Yeah.
Hey, this is Malik, and you're listening to Him. Make sure you check us out on Instagram and Twitter at Him Podcast, and step into our world at himpodcast.com. We love you.
Don't want you on my mind, on my mind, on my mind,
Hey babies, we back. I hope you enjoyed that break. This is about to be some teas, honey.
Tease. Pomegranate.
First of all, I want to thank Erin, but also like Erin does this thing where he like he's a very thought-provoking person, and he'll say something and then like he'll take it back home and it just like fucks you up all night.
Okay, wait, hold on. Not all the motherfucking time. Sometimes he's annoying as fuck. But I love you. Go ahead, because he is thought-provoking.
I love it. But yeah, I got, the other day I was at home and I was more or less thinking, Malik, why do you pray? And I just, why do you pray? Why do you believe in God? Why do you continue to carry on something that shuns you, says you're not enough? Says the life that you live is wrong? Why do you hold on to it? So this conversation is definitely going to be centered around like our sexuality and how it intersects with our spirituality and how we combat the two, because it can be a very conflicting position to be in. So yeah. Hey Stevie.
Hello. Why do I pray? I don't really know. I mean, I think it's because it's been instilled in me since I was little. My great grandmother was like an evangelist, and she put in to our family to be very, very prayerful. Like everything that happens to you, you're supposed to pray for it. And that's what I just started to do. But again, what you said was like the sexuality thing. I've learned to put God in my own avenue. I don't really look at it like he's like what people say in church, like, oh, if you're gay, you're gonna go to hell. Like, I don't look at it like that. I look at God in my own different way. Like, he's everything to me. Like, I basically take my time and, pray to, I guess, a separate God. I don't want to say it's like everyone's God, because everyone has a different form of God, but I take my time and pray to him the way I need to pray to him and ask for different things that I need in my life. And eventually I see them coming true, but there's like some part in me that be like, damn God, why aren't you helping me now when I need you now? So it's like all over the place when it comes to God for me. I just try to focus on my own God separate from everyone else's.
I do not pray because I have too many questions. Okay. When I was younger, it was more, I was so worried. I remember I used to be so worried about not being able to catch the Holy Ghost. You know, I was in the church with my parents and my family, and everyone around me was speaking in tongues, and it used to freak me out that like I couldn't achieve it no matter what I did. And I used to go home and I used to pray like, you know, God, just please grant me the ability to speak in tongues. So my mom would stop looking at me sideways, like, and it was so weird. Like as I got older, the questions, they sprouted on their own. Being gay and feeling like something was wrong with you. I mentioned this before, like how traumatizing that is for a child to grow up thinking that who he is an abomination in the eyes of the all-seeing, all-knowing God that everyone around you and everyone that you know worships and holds most dear. It started with, hey, is it okay for me to be gay, God? Yes or no? Because, you know, my Christianity is not limited to, like sermons. I read the Bible, you know what I'm saying? So, when it comes to New Testament, it's like what is implied is that when Jesus died for our sins, he made it so that God was no longer killing people on sight for lying or saying something, you know, whatever. Like he died so that we technically could sin and then repent of it and then have it cast into the sea of forgetfulness. But the thing is that all those rules that were laid out in the Old Testament, you know what I'm saying? One of the most known being that you're not supposed to lay with a man. Is that now moot? Is that moot along with eating shellfish? Is that moot along with wearing mixed fabrics? You know what I'm saying? Like all these rules that you could, you know, you could die for.
Come on, move.
You know what I'm saying? Like what happened to those? Like are all of those just like now not a thing? Can we do them now and repent and then like not do them anymore and it'll be okay? I need to know if me loving a man, something I did not choose and something that I cannot control, is okay. And it branched outward from that to looking around me. The world is some shit right now. You know what I'm saying? I think we're approaching 20 school shootings just this year. Baby. So far, I think 18 or 19, I think we're at right now. And kids are dying, God. You know what I'm saying? I remember this story of Doubting Thomas when Jesus first returned from the dead. And everybody was like, yay, Jesus. And Doubting Thomas was like, hey, this is great and all, but like,
yeah, where you been all my life?
Like, I need proof. Like, I don't know if that's you or not for real. And Jesus, he didn't hold it against him. He gently but firmly corrected him. He was like, hey, you know, and he let him feel the wounds that he took from when Jesus was hung on the cross. And that is when Doubting Thomas believed. And it's like, you have Doubting Thomases. Me being an agnostic comes from from pain. You never answer any of my questions. You know what I'm saying? So like, I need you to talk to me. I don't need to be you don't got to strike me down in the middle of the road and a big blinding light. Just talk to me. Tell me some answers. Is it okay for me to be gay? Why are you not doing anything about all this bullshit that's happening? My mother and I had an argument recently. She said that Satan is the god of this world. And he knows he's going to hell. He's already got his judgment and he's trying to pull as many people as he can with him. I was right on that. That's fine. My thing is, Satan only does what he does with the permission of God. Hey. If you look back at the story of Job, Satan presented himself to God along with all the angels. And God asked Satan, hey, what are you up to? And Satan was like, well, I was thinking about ruining this dude's life, but, you know, I had to get your permission first. And God said, go ahead. I bet you he'll still worship me. So our purpose on this earth is to thank you through all the suffering that Satan puts on us. And that's how we get to see you. That's the only way that we get eternal life. The only way we get eternal happiness and love is if we are tortured every day of our lives by an entity that is already going to hell. Yeah. And if we dare to look away from you for 1 second, even though you gave us free will and you gave us, you know what I'm saying, like, you should have just made us blind, like, in devoting to you. You know what I'm saying? You gave us the ability to look beyond that because you wanted us to choose you, but you're not really giving us any choice. I have too many questions, and I need you to speak to me, God. And if you're not going to do that, then I'm sorry.
So for me, I wasn't brought up the most religious. I can count on my hands how many times I went to church for an actual service. So for me, I never really did the pray for questions, pray for answers. I do think that there is somebody that is a higher power maybe, but to show you a path that you make and you figure out your own decisions. I think a lot of times, I remember my grandparents are very, I don't want to say they're very religious, but they were raised in the church. And you pray about everything.
You pray about praying.
Yes.
Pray about praying, bitch.
Lord, you just pray about everything. Like, I don't want to make too many jokes, but you pray about everything. And for me, that wasn't the case, because you praying for something and you need it in 2 weeks. This ain't Santa. Like, you can't just pray and be like, oh, it's going to be worked out. Well, life doesn't always work out. And I can't, I don't, like Erin, I don't want to say I have too many questions. I just am very practical and factual about things. If I can't see the proof, I need proof. I can't take your word for everything. And so for me, I replace praying with meditation. For me, I don't pray like, Lord, help me find a job or help me find a area of something. I meditate and focus on what I'm doing and what I need to improve on. So for me, I've replaced the idea of praying with meditation. And so for me, I think a lot of people have, like Erin said, the whole, is it wrong for me to be with a man? Is it wrong for this? And should I not do this or should I not do that? Because it's not, it's doubt is cast upon it in the Bible. I read the Bible. I never fully took it and read it and tried to grasp every inch of knowledge that it could give you. So for me, I lived in a world where, look, I'm gay. It is what it is. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to ask why, because you tell me why is not going to change anything about who I am. So for me, I don't have that connection with a force in my sexuality. They're two different things. Sometimes the meditation does cross over into, what should I focus on for my romantic reasons? And when I'm being silly and trying to figure out my own life, but I don't ever cross that I don't want to say I don't, and I don't want to put it like I don't believe in God or anything, or I'm an atheist. I just think that there is somebody, but they're not all knowing. They are still learning just like we are. Mm-hmm. And if so, that to me explains why there's so much suffering and hurt. Because look, we're all still just learning. And look, sometimes I think of the civil rights movement and the progression from slavery to civil rights. The country, some of the country was just learning. I will say that some were just not trying to learn. And I think that person was also trying to figure out what was going to go on. So for me, that is my piece of the spirituality. It doesn't really connect with my sexuality. But I know that there is a true like if you've grown up in the church, there is a connection. Mm-hmm. And so I am. That's me.
I'm gonna try not to get too emotional, just because I just think about all of the things that I've experienced within the last 3 years, and I can't stand here and say that I would still be standing here if I did not believe in a higher power. And literally part of the reason why I had the breakdown the other day, was just simply for the fact that, like, I think the reason why we get so bogged down in what religion is and who God is because we try to attribute God to an identity, like a real person. I look at God as time and space and nothing more. So when I'm praying to the impossible. I'm praying to the unknown. I am praying to time and to space to align so that things can happen, if that makes any sense. Yeah. But it is very conflicting because most of us that are Black and gay have been brought up in the church, and we have been taught a certain thing. So these last few years of my life, I have been unlearning things and knowing that I can still maintain my spirituality and still respect myself, if that makes any sense. You know, I'm no longer ashamed of myself. I can pray to God and say, I am enough. I am everything that you created me to be. And it is imperfectly perfect, you know? And we as gay Black men, I don't think that we should shun our spirituality because it conflicts, but we do have to find a healthy balance, because bitch, you will be out here so fucking trying to, like, literally you will be frenzied by trying to disconnect the two. You know, it's like you can't leave what you know, your traditions, your values, you know, what you've been brought up on behind just to be gay. But you can't not be gay just to serve God. So it's just like, I'm so fucked up, but I need the spirituality in order to be this person. I need to be me praying. It centers me, you know?
I still believe in God because I have seen and experienced way too many things from my childhood to now to not believe in the supernatural. That combined with what I was raised on has made me have a solid belief in God. I just believe that God is mean and uncaring, a little sociopathic. And it hurts for me to say things like that because, you know, you're taught that God is love, you know what I'm saying? That he knew you before you were conceived, you know what I'm saying? And he loved you before you were conceived. But me, my analytical mind, okay, so if you knew me before I was conceived, if you knew how my entire life was going to play out from beginning to end,
why you make it so hard?
Why are you doing this to me?
Yep.
You see me in my moments of suffering, you know what I'm saying? And you don't do anything. You don't say anything. You don't extend a hand. You don't even make your presence known to me so that I know that someone out there, you know what I'm saying? You don't do anything. I have to find my way back out on my own. And then for me to pull myself out of the hole that I ended up in based off my experiences and, you know, what have you, it makes me angry at you. Sometimes. And then, you know, I look back on things like my mother and I, the crux of my mother and I's argument was about my nephew. His name was Caden Luke, and he died at 6 months. SIDS, he died in his crib overnight. And, you know, my mom, she says things like, you know, I asked her, like, why? You know, like, why would God take him away from us? And Mom said God didn't take him. It was his time. And, you know, and I'm like, what? Nobody is better for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody, my sister's not better for it. She lost her son. It has echoes to this day. This happened in 2005. And none of us are better for that. None of us learned anything. None of us, you know what I'm saying? Like, nothing came out of that but pain. Like, if I think about Caden too much, I'll break down in tears right now. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I want to know why. You don't give us anything. And like, the only explanation is, oh, his ways are not our ways. Come on, man. That's not good enough. So now, whenever I even think about praying, all of that comes up, and then I ignore it. You know what I'm saying? There are times where I sometimes, you know, mutter a quick prayer over my food because it's just ingrained. You know what I'm saying? It's like muscle memory almost. And then when I hear bad things happening, somebody got into a car accident, or if I pass by, I'm walking down the street and I see ambulances, I whisper a quick prayer for whoever it is that was hurt, because it just happens like automatically. But then it makes me, after I do it, I think about it. And it's almost like saying bless you when somebody sneezes. We do it and we don't even know why. It's like it happens like a snap of the fingers. We don't even stop to consider the reason why we do it. And I think that is a danger because now we're just blind followers now.
And just keep going.
And God gave us the desire to know more and to want to see things. And it's like, how dare you give us all of that and then expect us to take everything on faith? Show us something. And so, I mean.
So, I had to, I'm not trying to get anybody on my side, but you said, show us something. He's shown me you. He's shown me you. He's shown me Trey. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I think that, and I'm not trying to, assess you or like,
of course not. No.
But even, okay, like, but I really think that, like, we look at religion for answers, and for an immediate response. And I don't think that religion or God or spirituality will ever serve that purpose, if that makes any sense, and you will always arrive at that feeling if you continue to look at religion or if we, because I do that as well, if we continue to look at spirituality as something definite or something that can answer what we're going through or our problems, and I just think about going back to something that I said, like, I think that you can have this point and I can respect you and I can have my point. We can all have our different viewpoints. And one thing that I really don't like, I know we all kiki about this, but, just like there's this thing calling gays who are really into church queens and stuff. Yeah. And it's something that I probably used to read and cuss. And do all the time, but we like really have to. You're not less gay or a bad gay because you go to church or you pray. Like, we need to start loving each other, and that's how that person is getting by, because we all go through shit and we all got our vices to get to the next day. You know what I'm saying? And if that's what Miss Thing does, in order to get to the next day, I respect it. But we all are gay, and we all what I will say is that we all need to be spiritual, and whatever form that is in, that's your tea,
Up till a few years ago, I was one of the ones who would read out and judge and, church queens and, what have you. But, I had to realize that all of that came from a place of jealousy for me. Yep. Because it was like, how are you able to have a relationship with God and still and be happy in it? You know what I'm saying? I'm over here trying to figure out, I'm saying, where to step my foot next. You know what I'm saying?
And it's almost, I think we get riled up because it's almost as if they're flaunting it. Yes. But it's not. Yes. They're happy about, anytime you happy, bitch, when you get your hair done. You know what I'm saying? Like, girl, she feels it. Yeah. I'm keying, but you know what I'm saying? That's exactly what it is. So it's just like, I think that sometimes we feel some type of way because someone is confident in whatever they're doing,
So it took me a while to realize that, and then from there to unpack it and then be able to carry myself differently and stop those negative thoughts in their tracks. And now I feel a completely different way about it. But so I'm still on this journey to understand. That's I'm really fond of saying this phrase I always say is my enlightenment continues. As it relates to communications with other people and relating to the world around me, but also with myself and trying to figure out how I view the world and how I move through it and, what have you. I remember one of my friends is really into the zodiac and the stars and, that kind of thing. And when he approached me and we were speaking about it, I said something that I was talking about that, but it kind of describes me as a whole. I was like, right now I'm still earthbound. I got to figure out what's going on in my line of sight first, and then I can look up. And I think that's going to be my focus right now. It's just trying to figure out what's going on in my sphere of influence. And once I get that squared away, then I'm going to start looking up and have a really big focus there. But right now it's kind of on the shelf like Wheezy, that penguin from Toy Story.
Yo.
Because I just can't deal with it right now.
And I'm sorry, we're going to have to get back to the Earthbound thing on a different episode. But yeah. Put that, mark
Will
that.
do. I'll put that in my head.
Yep. Stamp. But yeah, we received a question from a listener, email actually, and girl, this is no shade, girl. You was typing, honey, and it's well composed. So I'm gonna read the email.
Hey y'all. So the email explains that the person has listened to our best sex ever episode, and they are almost 30 and are a virgin. They are not waiting for marriage, but hasn't found the person that they're willing to just have sex with. So their question to us was, how do they? It seems like every time he gets with somebody that they're want sex or it's over. And what is our advice for that? Is that what you would say, you guys, from reading the email?
Let me give me the email back like I was gonna motherfucking read it. Okay. This is what the email said. Hello. Enjoyed listening to your podcast weeks ago about best sex and how open y'all were even on Twitter. It's something new to me. I am almost 30 and a virgin. I am not waiting for marriage, but neither am I willing or able to just throw it away. I am now so in my head about it that it affects future relationships. I've only just now started to identify myself as gay about 5 years ago. I'm not fully out. My choice and an issue for another day. Most of my friends know, but my immediate family doesn't. Anyways, I'm never really dated guys or girls until recently. And of course, sex always comes up. I never voluntarily bring it up unless asked, but I do let them know straight up. The last 2 guys I talked to knew I was a virgin, and we talked up to 3 months. But when it came down to the moment, I couldn't pull the trigger. Going down to the question, I feel like for girls, it's okay to be a virgin, but for gay guys, what I've gathered is it's instant no for them. I'm sorry. But for gay guys, what I've gathered is it's an instant no for them. I'm ready for sex, but I was raised very reserved, so talking about it is so hard. So he's trying to say that as a gay man, a queer man of color who is a virgin, he feels as though when he's dating in the gay community, the girls is like paying it when he finds out that he's a virgin. So do y'all agree? How do y'all feel?
I mean, the question, one part was, would you date a virgin? Me, I don't have any preference. Like, I don't care. For me, it doesn't matter if I'm into you, if I'm willing to share that moment with you. It doesn't matter if you are a novice or haven't had sex before. Like, it just doesn't matter to me. I think for me, sex is more of a connection. Like, if I connect with you, it doesn't matter. I know for myself, I don't have sex very often because I get too involved and too connected. And so I haven't found the way to cut that connection off at the door or once I put my pants on. Yeah. So I can't.
Boom.
I can't. I understand where he's coming from. So would I? Yes. Advice. Patience.
Heavy.
Your time will come, and you'll find that person. I know this so all lives matter of me.
No, but
I'm
that's
saying that
also
before Erin says it. But no.
Your time will come.
Your time will come. And
You will bloom, baby. You will
literally and figuratively, your time will come. And so I just that's my advice. Just patience.
I just want to say about the whole virgin thing. I don't know if this is like off topic or not. I kind of wish I never gave my V card to who I gave it to. So the thing is, girls got to be very, very selective of who you fucking with, because the girl that I messed with, well, I don't mean to say girl, but the guy that I messed with who took my V card, I wish I never gave it to him, and I wish I would have saved it. Not saved it for a long time, because sex is just, a thing that happens, but I really wish I would have held onto my card just a little bit longer than, if he's holding on till 30, God bless you. You understand what I'm saying? But girl, if I could take back the time that I did what I did, and when I did it, I would take it back in a heartbeat, because it's like, bitch, you got too much to focus on when you giving away your V card, baby.
Dating a virgin, before I would say an emphatic no. Nowadays I'm not so sure. I think it was kind of still depend on the person. Giving up your virginity is it's a moment. And I am one of those people who has not been able to separate emotion from sex.
Come on.
At least not in any way that has been effective. I believe there is a moment in sex where either you lock eyes or, the skin, like your skin and their skin, like touches in just the right way or just the right place.
Come on.
And there is an exchanging, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's monumental, you know what I'm saying? And it's like that happens every time that I have sex.
Baby.
And that person leaves with a piece of you. And when you give someone your virginity, that's a huge thing. You know what I'm saying? Like they're leaving with a huge piece of you. I can still remember my first time, the person it was with, and everything about it, and what have you. And that can lead to some really like intense feelings. And so, especially in this day and age, you would want to be careful. I know like all of our answers are branching from patience, but. And I know it's difficult to be patient, especially you feel like there's a time clock, and you feel like you're already too late, and all of that. But babe, just slow it down. People are bailing on you because they don't want that responsibility, and that's fine for them. Mm-hmm. There's going to be somebody out there that is going to give you exactly what you need and what you want at the right time,
and give you your life.
It's going to be great. And so, just do not be discerning. But when you're ready, and the other person is ready, then go for it, babe. Don't second guess yourself.
Come on.
So that's my advice.
I have a question for you, actually, the listener who wrote this, and you can email us back when you hear this. I want to ask you: is you being a virgin and you being uncomfortable having sex with other men or other women, is it connected to you also not being fully out, as you termed it?
Come on.
Oh, also sidebar. Welcome.
Oh, hey, boo.
Because, even if people don't know, you've accepted that truth yourself and you're living in it. So welcome. And I'm very, very proud of you and happy for you.
And like I said, I'm not saying that that's the case. I'm more so asking you. But when the girls have advised you to be patient, I say whoever you fucking with, advise them to be patient. You know what I'm saying? Not you, baby, because if you got it. You know what I'm saying? And my thing is that if they respect you, and they want to be in any type of certain situation from you, and they're not looking for an instant gratification, then they will wait on it, regardless of what it is, So, again, don't feel like, baby, when you ready to bust the gun, you gonna motherfucking bust it wide the fuck open.
I cannot take bust a gun. Get away from me.
That's what she said in the email.
She said she ready to bust a gun, boo boo.
Okay.
Yeah.
So honestly, when I heard bust a gun, I just wanted to go real quick, but
Bitch said pull out my imaginary
Okay.
gun, baby. Key.
But yeah, don't let anybody dictate your timetable. Like the gays is hella rushy, bitch. Pay them girls, honey. When you're ready to pop off and put it back in, and like
nigga scoping you for a minute.
Okay.
Yeah,
And it's just like you really just have to discern what you want to do. And I think that a lot of times we're in situations because we're influenced by what others are doing. Set your own pace, baby.
okay, it's just that time.
Yeah.
But before we go, everybody, it's Jam of the Week time. Oh, girl. Bitch. Okay, Erin, you go first. What's your Jam of the Week, ho?
My jam of the week, my darlings, is NSYNC's "It's Gonna Be Me."
Throwback.
Yo, it's crazy how you listen to songs later on when you're an adult or whatever, and especially if you are have an inclination towards music, you start listening to the background vocals, the beat, you know what I'm saying, like the breakdowns, and that's a damn good song. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been playing it over and over and over again, and I say it on T all the time how I want to be in a boy band. I think it's great. So shout out to NSYNC. JC, you deserve better. I love you. And yeah, that's my jam.
My girl, Janae Eagle, you should have called. She just recently came out with a video, and that's my girl. Like a lot of people give her vocals a lot, but she always puts me in a mood. So yeah.
It took me a while to get there. Go ahead, Trey.
Oh, okay. So mine is Chloe and Haley.
I knew
I love that.
Their new album, The Kids Are Alright, just was released not too long ago. And let me tell you, it is immaculate. The harmonies, everything. These girls are singing, and they're showing you what real musicians and singing and knowing your notes. Knowing the scales, okay?
Beyonce wouldn't fuck with them if they didn't know what they was doing.
But let me tell you something. My song, every song on that album is good, but my song right now is Down, okay?
That's cute.
It's a very cute song. I love it, and I just want y'all to love it. Like, y'all know I love me some good music, and this is good motherfucking music. So Stevie, since you wanted to be motherfucking last, bitch, it better be good.
Hey, I'm taking it back to 2000. My song, or my jam of the week is 3LW Players Gonna Play. I want to kind of connect it to a song that's out, that came out recently, maybe a few years ago with like Kehlani, like Niggas. Players Gonna Play is like a play off of niggas. Like players are definitely gonna do their thing. Niggas are always gonna be niggers. I've always been a big fan of 3LW when I was fucking younger, and they just always been my girls. Bitch, what happened? What's the key?
Not niggers.
Niggers. Niggas. Whatever, girl. Listen. Players gonna play. Players are gonna play by 3LW is my jam of the week. And niggas are gonna be niggas.
You said the ER. Like I was getting the
I'm
whip
sorry, guys.
on
I'm
my
sorry
back.
that I'm not correct with niggas. Niggas are gonna be niggas. She's not white. Oh, she's not.
Yeah. Okay. I just hear.
Bitch, it's Kiki corner. Bitch, they kikiing on me, bitch. But it's all right. Like I said, my jam of the week is Player Gonna Play by 3LW. Again, those girls have always been my girls. Shout out to them. And yeah.
The fellas.
I gotta ask you what's going on in your love life, bitch, because you have been reading the boys.
No, I love the boys. The boys just are playing too many games and they're being niggas. They playing with me and I ain't got time for it.
Okay, you know.
Yeah.
Before he say niggers again.
Stop reading me, bitch.
We love y'all like always.
Yo.
Make sure y'all catch us every motherfucking Wednesday.
Yeah.
And goodbye. We love y'all.
Yeah.
Bye.
Don't want to feel you, don't want you on my mind. Don't want to feel you, don't want you on my mind. Don't want to feel you, don't want you on my mind, on my mind, on my mind, 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 mind. Oh,